Hello everyone, and welcome to another French Fried Trains Minecraft train tutorial. Today, we're going to be building this classic Amtrak F40Ph locomotive. So this is what it looks like once completed. As you can see, we're going to be building it in the classic Phase 3 paint scheme. And for once, we're actually going to be building it on a different track. As you can see, I actually am building a city here. I don't just have a train floating in the sky for no reason. We're going to be building it right here because eventually we're going to have a passenger train station right where this track splits off here. And at some point in the future, I will be doing tutorials for all of the cars of the Amtrak train, so stay tuned for that. The first thing we're going to do is take out polished blackstone stairs and get 3 of them going across the rails like this. On the sides, up to upside down stairs facing outward on each side. Polished blackstone block in the middle above that, and then on each side upside down forward facing stairs. On the third row up, a solid row of polished blackstone blocks going 5 across. Then we come around this way with dark oak stairs, and we got to get them stacked up till they're on that second block to be the coupler. Delete the ones you used to place it, and underneath it, put a dark oak fence gate for an air hose. Now we're going to come around with polished blackstone blocks, and off this middle top one, we're going to start extending it out. It needs to be a total of 32 blocks long altogether. Once we've extended that out 32 blocks long, including the front plow, we have to build the back plow now. We put 1 polished blackstone block under the end, and then under that, we need to place a row of blackstone stairs coming across the rails. Delete the ones you used to place it, and extend that out. And the back plow is a little different, so we're going to keep them flat like this on the bottom of the back. Above that, upside down ones facing forward on each side, coming out to the edges. And above that, blocks coming out to the edges on each side. We're going to come around behind this, and on each rail we're going to put horizontal end rods to be porch lighting. In the middle we extend it down by 2, and then another row of 2 come up to the top, and on each side of the middle put a block on the top. Then we're going to extend this next one in a column of 3, coming out 2 to each side of the railroad tracks. Now we're going to come up and work on the front. It's a little different because there is no front porch on this locomotive. So on the outside edge behind the plow, and 1 block up from the bottom, we're going to put stairs. Here I placed one on the wrong level. 1 block up from the bottom stairs, and another one above it, because there's a little ladder right there. Same thing on the other side. So on the second block up, right side upstairs, and above that, another right side upstairs. Behind the stairs, on the second block up, we put an end rod on each side horizontally to be the porch lighting. So 1 on each side on the second block up. Above that, I accidentally placed end rods. Above that, we need to fill in those 2 with blocks. Now take out a block of netherite to be the wheels, and right behind these stairs here, we need to get netherite on each rail. And we're going to use an end rod across the middle to be the axle. Then we're going to switch to nether brick stairs, and we're going to make a back-to-back T-shape pattern coming across the rails. And make sure we extend that out to the other rail on each side, back-to-back, upside down in a T-shape pattern. Behind that, another set of wheels, so netherite on each rail with an end rod in the middle for the axles. Now take out dark oak fence gate, and this is tricky to place, but we got to get them opened into the wheels on the front and the back to be sanders and air hoses. So on the back of each wheel, open them in, and on the front of each wheel. Like I said, this is kind of tricky to place. There we go. Now switch to polished blackstone blocks and start filling in this middle 3, even in there between the end rods, and fill in this middle 3 coming back to the back of the wheels here. And we're going to go ahead and come 1 past the wheels. Now on the edge of those blocks, just above where the wheels are, we're going to place 4 nether brick slabs coming from wheel to wheel. And then we're going to come underneath, and in front of each wheel, we're going to put an upside down grindstone. And then we're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. So 4 nether brick slabs coming back from wheel to wheel, and then in front of each wheel, an upside down grindstone. Then we come up on that second level and extend that middle 3 another 2 back. We come underneath the end one and make a row of 3 underneath it. This will be where the front of the fuel tank is. Now we're going to come down and work on the other truck. So we need to leave a block of space from that front porch and then put a netherite on the rail to be the wheel with an end rod axle and another one on the other rail. And then same thing as the front, we're going to do nether brick stairs upside down in a back-to-back T-shape pattern here. And then behind that, a block of netherite on each rail and an end rod axle for the next set of wheels. Then we'll switch to polished blackstone blocks and we'll go ahead and fill in the middle 3 above these wheels, just like we did on the front. Then we need to put open dark oak fence gates against the wheels on the fronts and the back for the sanders and air hoses, and the corner one's always tricky to do. Then we need to get around and do that other corner. And there we go, open dark oak fence gates. And just like on the front, we're going to place 4 nether brick slabs going from wheel to wheel and a grindstone upside down in front of each wheel. And then we got to do the same thing on the other side of the locomotive. So wheel to wheel, 4 nether brick slabs above it, and an upside down grindstone in front of each wheel. We're going to switch back to polished blackstone block and keep extending this middle 3 here on the second row and bring that all the way to where it meets up with the other blocks in the front. Now we take out polished blackstone stairs and we're going to place them on this bottom block in the front here, upside down and facing outward. And we'll make a row of upside down stairs that's 10 blocks long in total. Once we have the row of 10 stairs, we come around on the bottom of the other side, extend it across 3 blocks, and then upside down on this stairs, going back and connecting 10 blocks up to the front. This is the bottom of the fuel tank. Cover out our bottom in the space behind the fuel tank with a polished blackstone wall. And we're going to make a row coming across the tracks, 1 block back from the fuel tank, and make sure it's sticking out like that. And then skip a block and another one. Come over on the other side so we can make sure they extend out to the sides. These are where the air tanks are on this locomotive. Switch to polished blackstone block and go ahead and fill in the outside edge of this fuel tank above where those stairs are on each side, from end to end. Now on top on this 3rd level here, we're going to go ahead and fill in the second row out with polished blackstone block from end to end. And then once we get to the back of the locomotive, we'll go ahead and turn around and do the same thing on the other side. Fill it in from end to end. Come to the very back of the locomotive with polished blackstone slab and put 3 coming up on the bottom of each of the blocks to be the stairs on the back porch. Same thing on this side. Place a slab coming off the bottom of each block so you have stairs going up. Now take out smooth stone slab, and on this very top edge here, starting behind the porch, fill it in all the way to the front with the slabs. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Once we do that, we come up on this conductor side of the locomotive, and underneath on the second block up in front of the fuel tank, place a bell. Now we need to come all the way to the back of the locomotive here and take out dark oak stairs. We have to build the coupler on this end. So place it on that second block up, delete the one you used to place it, and underneath that put a dark oak fence gate for an air hose. Come around so you're facing the rear plow, and on the second block up, we're going to put on each side 2 sets of dark oak fence gates and open them so they're open into the plow. This will be the rest of the cables and air hoses. We're going to come up to the front and do the same thing. So on that second block up on each side, 2 sets of fence gates open into the plow. On the blocks above that, we're going to put warp buttons on the inside and crimson buttons on the outside. Same thing back here. Crimson buttons on the outside, warp buttons on the inside. Come on the back of this fuel tank, place a player head and a crimson button to be your fuel shutoff and fuel cap. Same thing on this side, a crimson button and then a player head. Now we're finally done with the underframe, so come around to the top with light gray concrete and put a row of 5 across the front. Then we're going to come around behind that and extend it out by 1, and then another layer just like that. Now we take out a regular black stone slab, and on top of that, on each front corner, we put a slab. Switch to black stone block, fill in that middle 3, and then out by 5 coming across this back layer. Switch back to light gray concrete and come around behind here on the outside edge, and we're going to start filling that in and extend it 2 high all the way to the back. Once we get to the back, we stop at the edge of the back porch stairs here and come over 1, leaving a gap in the middle for a door, and then keep extending it 2 high all the way up to the front on the other side. Now black stone blocks on each edge, and we're going to come back with the blocks 1, 2, and 1, 2 on each side, and we're going to switch to light blue stained glass, 2 on the front, and then wrap it around above those blocks. Same thing there, leave a gap in the middle and put a block in the middle. Skip a block for a door, make a column of 2 black stone blocks, and then on the back top, another block on the top row. Place a light gray concrete on the bottom there, and we're going to go ahead and extend back the gray on both sides, coming to the back of the locomotive. Go ahead and bring it right across above that back door there and connect it up. Come back up with gray concrete at the front here, and we're going to make another layer of gray concrete coming all the way around the locomotive. When we get to the back, I realized I didn't like how squared off it was, so fill in only the middle 3 and knock out these corner columns here to make it more rounded. Now we're going to come all the way back up to the front with our black stone block, and starting on the middle 3 above the windows, fill in that middle 3, and we're going to go ahead and drag that back and fill in the middle 3 all the way to the back of the locomotive. Once that's all the way filled in, we're going to switch to polished black stone slab, 1 forward in the middle, and make a plus shape for exhaust fan. And then a second plus shape and a third. There's 3 fans back here. On the back edge, right side up black stone stairs, then we're going to do a vent. And I'm using stone stairs to differentiate the vent from the rest of the locomotive. And bring the stone stairs up to where the front fan is, and then another black stone stair in front of it. So same thing, black stone stairs sandwiching stone stairs. Come up on the front with black stone stairs, and starting above the front window, place a row coming back all the way to where the black stone ends there. Same thing on the other side, a row of right side up black stone stairs from the front to the back of the black stone. On the top behind the black stone, we put a 3x3 of iron trap doors, then a 3x3 of daylight sensors with the middle back one left open. Switch the daylight sensors so the door's shut, then knock out this middle block and put in a respawn anchor for the exhaust. Now we need to put in our dynamic brake fan, so polish black stone slab, and I'm just using this to count. It needs to be starting on the 4th one out there, and then we make a fan, just like we did on the back. Then we're going to come in and we're going to knock out the center of all these fans and put in bedrock. Once we've done that, we're going to place iron trap doors in the middle above it to be the fan blades. Now back to stone stairs, and coming 1 forward from where that black stone is, we're going to make a row of 5 stone stairs. right side up facing outward to be the vents around the dynamic brakes. Same thing on this side, a row of 5. Go ahead and fill that gap there with a black stone stair on each side. And then coming up here, where this 3x3 of trapdoors is, we're going to put 3 stone stairs for another vent. Same thing on this side, 3 stone stairs. And we'll fill in the rest with black stone stairs on each side. Here I realize the front doesn't quite look right. The front of the cab is too far forward, so we need to move it back by 1. So I'm going to delete all of these windows in the top on this front level here. And then we'll go ahead and put our windows here with a black stone block in the middle. Sorry about that, now it looks a little better. Then we're going to come in the very middle of the top and open a dark oak fence gate for the horn. And then there's these strobe lights on this locomotive, so we're going to use conduits on each side for those. Now we need to make the ladder to get to the side doors. So come under that door gap with polish andesite stairs. Knock out this column of 2 and place 2 upside down stairs in that place. Then knock out the slab underneath and another upside down stair. Now we have the ladder. Now we'll come around the other side and we'll do the exact same thing. So under that door gap, knock out the slab in the column of 2 and place 3 upside down stairs to be the ladder. Now we'll go ahead and take out a door and place it where it belongs on each side of the locomotive here. So a door in both of those gaps, and then we got to come around the back and put one in this middle. Now take out iron bars to be the railings, and starting on the bottom, come all the way up 4 and then over 2. Leave a gap in the middle, and then we put 2, and coming all the way from the bottom, connect that up. And on the other side, bring up by 4 and then connect it to the back of the locomotive like that. Same thing here. Start from the bottom, come all the way up, and connect it over to the locomotive. Then we come to the front, and on each side of the door, on the bottom of the door, we place a column of iron bars, and we bring it so it's extending down to this stair, so there's railings to climb that ladder. We come around and we do the exact same thing on the other side. So starting on the bottom edge of the door on each side, bring down 4 iron bars in a column to be the railing for the ladder. Now we come up front with an item frame, and on the top middle of the nose, place an item frame with glowstone for your headlight, and then 1 on each edge of the bottom gray, same thing to be the ditch lights. Then we're going to go ahead and take out a sign, and we're going to come up on the top above the windows here, and on each side we're going to put a sign with our locomotive number. I'm using number 100 because that's the model I'm looking at, and we put 1 on each side with the locomotive number. Come to the rear of the locomotive, 2 item frames vertically above the door with glowstone for rear headlights. Now we need to make a banner, so come into a loom with a blue banner. And we're going to use red dye, and we're going to make the entire top half red. Take that banner, switch to white dye, and make a horizontal white stripe in the middle. Then take that banner, switch to light gray dye, and make a horizontal stripe across the top, and then take it and make a horizontal light gray stripe across the bottom. Then we're going to take a new blue banner, and we're going to switch to red dye, and we're going to make the top half red. Then we switch to white dye and make a horizontal white stripe across the middle. This is for the phase 2 or phase 3 paint scheme. So if you want phase 2, you'd use this banner. I'm going to use the other one because phase 3 is what I grew up with. So we're just going to start placing the banner on and coming all the way across the front of the locomotive. It's going to cover the ditch lights, but the motion of the banners will make it look like the ditch lights are flashing. And then just keep taking this banner all the way around the locomotive. And you do the same thing with the other banner if you wanted it the Phase 2 paint scheme. When we get to the back, we place one there, and one there and there. And then just keep bringing that banner all the way up to the front. Once all our stripes are in place, we need to make some more banners for the lettering. So we're going to come back into a loom, this time with a light gray banner. And we're going to use black dye. We put a vertical on the left, vertical on the right, horizontal on top, horizontal in the middle. New banner. Vertical on the left, vertical on the right, upside down triangle on the top. New banner. Vertical in the middle, horizontal on top. New banner. Vertical on the left, and then black across the top, diagonal across the bottom. New banner. Vertical on the left, diagonal going this way, diagonal going this way. Now we're going to switch to light gray dye, and we're going to take all those letter banners and put a border around them to make the letters look better. Now we can go ahead and place our lettering on the side of the locomotive with the banners we just made. So we're going to come back, and starting 2 back from where the andesite stairs are, just spell out Amtrak with those banners. And we're going to come around to put the logo on the other side here. And I'm going to build it backwards so that we know we have it correct placement horizontally. So 2 back from where the andesite stairs are, and just spell out Amtrak on this side. Now we're going to come back into the loom one more time for the locomotive number. So light gray banner, black dye, and just a vertical in the middle. Then new banner, and we place a vertical on the left, vertical on the right, horizontal on top, horizontal on bottom. Switch to light gray dye and use that to make a border around both of those banners. Now we'll come down on the side to the back of the locomotive here, and starting 3 forward from the back, we're just going to make the number 100. And then same thing on the other side, come over and put 100 on this side. Now we come in on the back of the locomotive here, into the left side of the door where we didn't put a banner. We're going to place a ladder coming up. Here I realized I didn't like how having the vents this light broke up the look of the locomotive, so I'm knocking out all the vents, and I'm going to replace them with nether brick stairs, just so it keeps that top roof line dark like it really is. And we're doing the same thing on the other side, so go ahead and knock out all the andesite stairs and replace them with nether brick. Sorry about that, little bit of trial and error here. This is the first time I built this locomotive completely from scratch of my own design. So there we go, that looks a little better with the whole roofline being dark. Now we're going to go ahead and do the interior. So come around and get inside here with a smooth stone slab and start filling this whole interior floor up with the smooth stone slabs. We're going to bring it out one past the door here. Go ahead and come under the windows and fill that in. Then we put a lever on the engineer side and 2 item frames in the middle with some compasses for gauges. we're going to come around with stairs to be the seats here. And we're going to put them back there just so we can get in through the door so they're not blocking the door. Come around behind the seats here and extend it out by a row of 2 slabs. Then extend out this middle and bring it right there like that. Another 2 slabs and a glowstone on top so the cab lights up. And another one there and another glowstone. Then we place a door on each side right here. And we're going to come around with some stairs and we're going to build a staircase that's coming down to the floor level. Then fill in this row with slabs going all the way to the top. On the bottom middle behind that, we're going to place a row of 6 hoppers coming back in the middle. Above that, we're going to crouch and we're going to place down sideways anvils on top of all those hoppers. This is going to be the prime mover. Above those, we're going to crouch and we're going to place a row of gray shulker boxes coming back. On the bottom behind that, we place a horizontal end rod to be the drive shaft, and then a row of 3 gray shulker boxes, and then another 3 on top here. You have to crouch to place it, it's kind of tricky. Then above that, 2 columns of 2 brewing stands going up to the ceiling. This is the main generator. Behind that, we skip 2 blocks and we take out smooth stone blocks and a column all the way to the ceiling. Then we make another column all the way to the ceiling. Behind that, we skip 2 blocks and 2 facing backward blast furnace. Then we're going to take out a stone brick block here and we're going to place 1 in front of it and then 2 above the furnaces, and then on the very back a column to the ceiling. Then we're going to place upside down stairs in between here, and then another upside down stair there. Then we place 2 hoppers on top of the stairs. This is a passenger locomotive, so that represents the head-end power locomotive. And now our engine room and our cab is completely done. And now we're done with the locomotive. We've completed our Amtrak F40Ph in the Phase 3 paint scheme. I hope you enjoyed making this locomotive as much as I did. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And everyone, have a great week. Stay safe out there and stay tuned for more.